Once upon a time, there was an adventurer named Lucas, a brave man and a lover of nature, who decided to embark on a new adventure in one of the greatest jungles on Earth, the Amazon rainforest. Lucas had heard many exciting stories about the jungle, full of secrets and strange creatures, and he had dreamed of exploring these dangerous and mysterious places since he was a child. He packed his bag with essential tools, like a map, compass, and some food supplies, and set off on his journey. The adventure began as Lucas arrived at the edge of the jungle, where he was greeted by a local guide named Manuel, a seasoned man who knew the jungle's details better than anyone else. Manuel warned Lucas that the jungle was not a place for the faint-hearted. There were predators, poisonous plants, and sometimes areas impossible to escape from. But Lucas, who feared nothing in his life, was ready for whatever awaited him. On the first day of their journey, they traveled a long distance through the jungle, marveling at the breathtaking sights and listening to the sounds of colorful birds and monkeys swinging between trees. The dense foliage blocked much of the light, creating a mysterious atmosphere. Suddenly, they heard a strange humming sound. Manuel signaled Lucas to move quietly, and they carefully approached the source of the sound. After walking for some time, they came across a strange place that looked like the remnants of an old, abandoned village. The houses were built from wood and stone, and there were ancient statues carved in the shape of animals. It seemed that this village had been deserted long ago, but traces of life were still visible. Lucas felt a surge of excitement, realizing this was an opportunity to uncover the secrets of an ancient civilization. Lucas began examining the area and found mysterious inscriptions on the walls. These carvings told an ancient story of a people called the Shako, who lived in harmony with nature and worshipped multiple gods who ruled over life in the jungle. According to legend, the Shako believed that their spirits remained in the jungle after death, and that they had to maintain nature's balance to avoid angering the gods. As Lucas studied the inscriptions, he discovered an entrance leading to a narrow underground passage. The space was dark and damp, but Lucas's curiosity pushed him forward. He took out a flashlight from his bag and began exploring the passage. After a short distance, he arrived in a small chamber containing an old wooden chest, adorned with symbols similar to those he had seen in the village. Lucas carefully opened the chest and found it filled with colorful gemstones, ancient golden artifacts, and scrolls written in an unknown language. It was an astounding discovery, perhaps a hidden treasure of the Shako. He decided to keep the chest to study its contents later in detail. But he realized that he needed to be cautious, as this treasure might be a part of the Amazonian heritage and deserved respect and protection. As night fell, Lucas and Manuel decided to spend the night in the abandoned village. They lit a fire and prepared a simple meal. While they were talking, they heard movements among the trees. Suddenly, a group of local indigenous people appeared, looking none too pleased with the strangers in their territory. Manuel raised his hands slowly, signaling Lucas to show their good intentions. The group's leader, a wise and strong man, approached and asked what they were doing on his land. Lucas and Manuel explained their presence, emphasizing that they meant no harm to the village's property. After a long conversation, the leader seemed convinced of their sincerity. He invited them to his village, where they shared more about the Shako civilization and how to preserve the jungle's natural and cultural heritage. At the end of his adventure, Lucas decided to respect the secrets he had uncovered. He returned to his village, bringing the treasure not for himself, but for historians and experts who could study the artifacts without harming the Shako's legacy. Lucas wrote about his adventure and became a sought-after speaker at lectures and conferences, sharing the importance of preserving nature and the heritage of indigenous peoples. Over time, Lucas became an inspiring figure, emphasizing the need to respect nature and the people who depend on it. Although he didn't share every detail of his journey with everyone, he knew the Amazon would always be filled with mysteries that needed protection, not exploitation. And so, Lucas lived his adventure while safeguarding the spirit that had illuminated his path through the jungle.